Look at this, homies. LA County, baby. Watch this. Here we go. Say what's up. Say what's up to the camaradas. Whoop, whoop. Look at. Peace, homies. Peace.
Compo, let's it's him. It's him. Compo, let's compo, let's west side. Compo, let's west side. Compo, let's west side. Compo, let's S.H.U. Compo, S.H.U. If don't know now, you know K-A-M-P-O-L-E-R-O. Compo, S.H.U. Tonight is definitely a late night. Compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's compo, let's let's S.H.U. If don't know now, you know K-A-N-P-O-L-E-R-O. Said it is un point low. Said it every day low. Sits compo let do. It's him. Compo it's him. Tonight is definitely a late night. Holy Ghost. It's compo.
Radio. Tonight is definitely a late night. West, homies. How's everybody doing out there this morning? Man, I've been sitting in fucking traffic for hours. Since like 4:15, 4:30 this morning. It's already like 7:30 and 7:40. Shit, what time is it? Man, it seems like forever. I still not on the job site yet. Traffic's a motherfucker. I'm going through downtown LA, sitting in traffic on the 110. Well, anyway, someone had asked. The reason I'm on the side like this because the sun is like blinding, you know, and so I got a book up. I'm holding with my left hand because it's just too bright, right? So someone had asked what was worse or the difference between Corcoran S.H.U. and Pelican Bay S.H.U. Well, I've done a video on this, but I'll do another one. You know what I mean? And Corcoran I'm only speaking from my time there, and this is the early 90s and shit. Back then, Corcoran S.H.U. definitely more active. It was like, well, Pelican Bay S.H.U. ain't really active. I mean, I don't know how to make that make sense. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Meaning it's like a tomb. You ain't going anywhere. You're stuck in that motherfucker. It's like there's 4 cells on the top, 4 on the bottom. You're in a pod, and you're with the people you're with for like a long time. And it's real quiet and real respectable and respectful, whatever. And it's just its own kind of crazy mind fuck, I guess. And it does make some people go crazy in their mind, and it's sad, you know. I remember once I was talking to my cousin. He's a Navy SEAL for 10 years, and he had said when I had gotten out, he's like, he didn't know how I did it. He's like, dude, he said I would never be able to fucking go through that. That'd be like torture, you know what I mean, in the mind. And he's a SEAL, and I was like, I doubt that. And he's like, nah, man, it's different. And I was like, well, I guess it is, you know, but it's not easy. I did come home with some of that post whatever fucking syndrome where I was like swinging. So I used to sleep, and while I'm sleeping, I would just swing, and I've cracked the wall, bang, fucked up my hand. I've swung and flipped off of a bunk and landed on the floor. I've swung, I've hit my ex before, like while I was sleeping though, and that shit, that's just ain't that nice. Took about a year to get past that. Once I came home, well, Corcoran S.H.U. though, but beyond that, it's real quiet, but real serious. This is Pelican Bay, but Corcoran S.H.U. that place was off the chain, because I was there during the Gladiator days, and I know you guys have heard of them. If you haven't, tap in with that. There's a movie called Felon, and it's about some white dude, though. He's in Corcoran S.H.U, and he's in like 44 right. I'm in 44 left in real life, but so he was just right there. But that movie, it's an entertaining movie. There's a lot of bullshit in it, but at the same time, it kind of gives you an idea of what it was like. The reality to it was how they would gamble. They would send you out to the yard, and with everybody, you know what I mean? And because they wanted to see the fights, and they'd be there with a camera and everything, recording that shit. And then they'd sit back and they'd gamble, real talk, and or they would, whatever, they'd come back like, good fight, I want money on you, I want a 12-pack on you, whatever, you know what I mean? You can't fight, certain, depending on who they're talking about, right? And they would set us up like all the time. They'd send out 4 homies and I don't know, 2 Norteños or whatever, or the opposite. They send out fucking 2 cells of the dudes from homies from up north, and just 1 cell of us, and it would be outnumbered and shit. And sometimes they'd put it out there like with the right numbers, even equal. Sometimes they'd put you out there with like, they get the dudes who had the best squabbles, you know what I mean? That fool could find that fool. And they'd set it up, and they'd gamble on that shit. She was crazy. That was Corcoran S.H.U back then. Like I said, they called it the Gladiator days, and there's a big old lawsuit, and they changed all that. I think they have cages now or something. I'm not sure. That's after my time. The cages. Mine was back when they were fighting and shit. And yeah, Corcoran was also, it was bigger because it was like the 180 design, where you got like, it was 3 sections. It was like, you know, A, B, C, separated by a wall, and I believe it's 10 cells on the bottom and 10 cells on the top. You got something like that. It's like 5, a shower, and then 5, and then upstairs the same thing. And that was and just, there's a lot more, and the bunks there are side by side, you know what I mean? Which I don't really like, because you're already stuck in a cell with the motherfucker. You don't want to be staring at him all fucking day, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, you know? There ain't no privacy. Who the fuck was saying? I was listening to something. I don't know what it was. I believe it was fucking, I hate saying his name. It was that Dub's fucking dumbass. I believe it was him. But yeah, it was, I believe. I was just listening to something where he was saying, and that and no, I don't go looking at his channel and shit. I don't really give a fuck about him. He's irrelevant. But when you're flipping through, everybody knows when you're going through and you're just clicking on shit, whatever it's called, clickbait, I don't know. But like, sometimes you just land on something and it'll start playing, and it catches your attention, and that's all it is. Well, this shit that popped up, I don't know why, and I'm almost positive it was his. It said something like, he said something like that when he didn't like that fucking, that putting up a curtain bullshit. I remember him saying that. He said, he was like, yeah, fucking, I wasn't into that. He, like, cause, you know, respect level, because I seen motherfuckers like put up, putting up a curtain is, when you're in a regular cell, you got your toilet, right? And then you got your fucking, this has nothing to do with Corcoran, by the way, about which was worse or whatever. I just kind of went off on a random fucking shit, but whatever. So what it is you got your regular bunk, right, up and down, and then you got your toilet right there. But what we would do is we had a way to where we would put like, you'd be able to put a curtain across, and you could like, I don't know, you could stick shit to the wall. I can't explain it. Like, I don't know, some people had, we get soap, you know, you get soap, and you get it all fucking like wet and mushy, whatever, and you could stick it to the wall and fucking, and then let it dry, and it'll be something you could make a hook. You could hook something onto it. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Or and that would be in what the fuck am I? Okay. Or I'm trying to make it to the 4.5 and shit right now on the 110. So anyways, or that would be like Pelican Bay, because you didn't have nothing to hook on nothing. You know what I mean? So you stick a soap to the wall. But in a regular cell, you would have your lockers, right? And or your whatever you call it. It's just a cabinet with fucking a square with fucking 4 cubby holes. You know what I mean? Top and bottom. So you could have a torn sheet or whatever you use as a fucking rope, and you could pull it, and you'd have it click from like the bunks to the fucking lockers. It goes straight across, working as a fucking straight curtain, separating you from your cellie to give you some kind of privacy, and vice versa to him when you're on the toilet, or if you're taking a bird bath. So if you're taking a bird bath, you're naked, it's nice to have privacy, you know what I mean? Or if you're taking a shit, it's nice to have privacy, you know what I mean? And so you do that, and it's out of courtesy for you and for him, you know. And then this dude was talking about, what's his dumbass doing in front of me? Anyways, this dude's talking about that he would go to sales and he'd be like, hey homie, hey Holmes, hey, out of respect, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't use the fucking curtain, because you know what time it is, you know what I mean? What the fuck? Like and if he said if dudes didn't like say it was their cell that he moved into, he goes, then I'm gonna have to get a fucking cell move, Holmes, with all due respect, because I don't get down like that. You don't get down like that? What does that mean? Fucking that he said that there would be fools. I don't know how this turned into this topic, but fuck it. He said there'd be fools that like they'd have, you know, you'd have your piece, you know, your fierro, your fucking shank, whatever. And he's known the stories where the dude would be right there and he'd put up the curtain and he'd be paranoid or tweaked out or I don't know, just losing his mind in the hole or shoe or cell or wherever, and put up the curtain, pull that motherfucker out, and then put the curtain back and just start stabbing you. Like, oh man, shut the front door with that shit. I never, ever heard of that. I'm not saying that that's impossible. I'm just saying I never heard of a motherfucker saying, hey Holmes, you can't use a curtain so you can watch me shit and watch me butt ass naked and shit. Fuck that. What the fuck is that you talking about? Maybe I'm wrong to other people, other time frames. If I am, put it in the comments, you know what I mean? But fuck that. I don't give a fuck what you pulling out, fool. I'm gonna put that curtain up, you know what I mean? They don't want to watch you shit or fucking burp at, you know, that's fucking weird. So I don't know what the fuck he was talking about, you know what I mean? Fucking, and I can't even imagine telling a cellie that, or having the cellie tell me, hey fool, like I respect you don't use a curtain where you burp at or where you take a shit. What the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with you, fool? Like, you want to see me like this? Or like, I don't understand that fucking concept. Talking about that. Are you really that fucking paranoid that you're so scared he's gonna pull out a fucking shank? You better be ready every time that fool go take a shit or a fucking or whatever puts that curtain up. You better be ready. You know what I mean? Like fuck. And so one thing we definitely did not ever do was we never burp back. You might be on the toilet. Try not to be, but you never burp back at a time when they would do you kind of know the times they have walkthroughs, like during the count time, because you know if you're butt ass naked and they're doing count.
In 2 miles, take the I-405 south exit.
That fucking bitch, why are you fucking talking to me while I'm trying to do a movie? So, okay, so yeah, if you got, like, especially if it's a female CO and you're in there bird bathing, right? And you kind of know count time. So, and you're doing that shit, and they're running count because they're looking in your window, fucking, and now you're busting their eye with you being naked, getting in trouble for that shit. You know what I mean? Not only did you get some kind of write-up for fucking indecent something or another, I've never gotten one, so I don't know what it says, but I know motherfuckers get in trouble, but you get caught up. Like, I'm just fucking smash you for some shit like that, because it's like, we don't carry ourselves that way. There might be other races and shit that might do some weirdo shit. Maybe. I don't know who they are. I'm not going to even mention it. But